We're perfectly normal people. We're probably your coworkers, your family, or your friends, and we're having quite extraordinary experiences. And we're all trying to understand what's happening to us, who's doing it, and why.
I had gone down to bed that night when 4 of these beings came into my house, and I was still awake, laying down in my bed. I don't know where they came from or how, but they came in very fast into the room, heading toward me. And then they were all down the side of my bed, 4 of them, again, to my right. I turned to face them. I mean, I really, literally thought I was going to die. The beings measured 3'11". They appeared very cold. It's really, really disturbing to be in a room with something that isn't supposed to exist. I was taken on the craft. I was brought to some very contained room. I can't talk about what was done there because it's too personal. It's just unbelievable.
There seems to be no doubt that this has been going on for decades. Maybe not at the rate that it has been lately, but that nobody knew who to report this to, and most people feel that it's just impossible that this could have happened to them.
It is Hopkins who has convinced a large part of the UFO community that the phenomenon of abduction is real.
I've been collecting drawings, sketches people have made of what they remember inside craft, and especially the faces of the aliens. I've been doing this for years and years, since actually starting probably 1975. Of course, the enormous cranium is the big feature. The mouth is very negligible, tiny, a slit.
Bud Hopkins was the first. He published books and magazine articles, made public appearances, and then others followed. Abduction is now a common theme in movies and television. According to a Roper poll in 2002, 1 in 5 Americans believe that abductions have taken place. For the so-called abductees, the memories of what they say they have experienced are deeply traumatic.
Most of the abduction experiences that I've had have been from my bed in the middle of the night. This is not all, however, the great majority.
I will be in bed and I will somehow sense fear. I'll sense something in the room, and at some point I can't move.
I couldn't move my head left or right, but I could kind of look down at the foot of the bed, and I saw people standing at the foot of my bed.
I see these eyes are just looking right through me. And then I don't remember anything. I woke up the following morning.
The person may remember the beginning of an experience and the ending, but they don't remember what happened in between. And they're quite tormented by this. They come to me and we proceed with the investigation.
In most cases, Hopkins uses hypnosis in what he says is a way to connect the person to memories that have allegedly been repressed.
You're in bed. 1, this is a long time ago, we're just going to see what it was. 2, right on the edge. 3.
He's looking at me very closely. I'm saying he, but I don't know, it feels like a he.
One of the things, of course, that caught my attention from the very beginning was the similarity of these cases and the details that were coming up over and over again.
Through hypnotic regression, I came to realize that there was a spaceship maybe 100 feet in the air off to the left of front of my house, and an alien came in, was next to my bed.
It put its hand out, and I put my hand out. Sort of a chalky skin, very dry to the touch, and I don't really remember how, but suddenly we were sort of floating.
They brought me in front of a being that was so horrifying that I'll never be able to, put it out of my memory. It was very tall, probably about 7 foot tall.
Very tall and very thin and very
gangly
scary, and sometimes
insect.
almost like an insect. Very frightening to me.
And I found myself in this room, and I was lying on this stretcher, and this being, I don't even know how to say this, he started to put my legs apart.
They put like a jock strap on you of some sort with a tube attached to it, and it runs to a machine, and they somehow extract sperm. I don't know how they do it.
And this female brought a baby, and she sort of handed him to me. And I instantly said, this baby is mine. I know he's mine. She pulled the baby away from me and said, no, this baby is ours.
What happens in one of these episodes is that a person is emerging from rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep, the stage of sleep when we do most of our dreaming. When we are in REM sleep, our entire body is paralyzed. It's probably a good thing, otherwise we'd act out our dreams. But in one of these episodes, what happens is that the person's eyes can open, they can see their bedroom, they're awake, they're conscious, and they're also aware that they're totally paralyzed. And suddenly they feel tingling sensations coursing through their body. They'll see lights flashing, sounds buzzing, and feel a sense of presence in the bedroom. If you don't know what this is, it can be a very frightening experience. These sorts of episodes have been reported throughout history and throughout cultures. The incubi, the succubi, the demons that used to visit people in the Middle Ages. But in our subjects, these visitors in the bedroom are interpreted as aliens. And finally, these individuals, our subjects, will often go to hypnotherapists, often who believe in such things, and will then hypnotize them and do so-called regression sessions, where they'll take the person back to the moment where they were paralyzed in bed and try to find out what happened next. At that point, you get these quote-unquote memories emerging of being taken out of the bedroom, through the window, up into a spaceship, being experimented upon by these alien beings, participating in hybrid breeding and all sorts of other exotic adventures. And so, at this point, you've got yourself an alien abductee.
The abductees reject any psychological explanation. They believe their experiences are real.
You know, it's not some vague apparition or something. These guys were three-dimensionally in the room with me.
What I remember is definitely real.
It was very real to me.
It's real.
These people were moved and terrified and touched by their memories and what they believe happened to them, and that's why they believe. I think if I had recovered a memory like that, I'd have a hard time disbelieving it too.
If this is real, it has to do with every single one of us, and we need to know more. I mean, there needs to be more questions asked, more. It's important, because there is life in the universe, and we're babies, literally.